As we journey through life, our bodies undergo numerous changes, many of which have a profound impact on our health and well-being. By the time we reach the age of 60 and beyond, the choices we make about our daily habits become increasingly significant, especially when it comes to heart health. Among the most respected voices in the medical community, heart surgeons are now sounding the alarm about certain nighttime behaviors that pose risks to those in their golden years. Their message is clear, urgent, and backed by the latest research. If you're over 60, there are specific things you absolutely must stop doing before bed to protect your heart and ensure a restful night's sleep. Let's begin by exploring why these recommendations matter so much. The heart tirelessly pumps blood throughout our bodies, delivering oxygen and nutrients to every organ and tissue. As we age, however, the heart's resilience diminishes, making it more vulnerable to stress and disease. Cardiovascular issues grow increasingly common after the age of 60, with factors like high blood pressure, arrhythmias, and heart failure becoming more prevalent. This means that even seemingly minor lifestyle choices can have outsized effects on long-term heart health. What then are heart surgeons urging older adults to avoid before bedtime? The first item on their list is caffeine. This isn't just about your evening cup of coffee. Caffeine lurks in many places: tea, sodas, energy drinks, chocolate, and even some medications. Caffeine is a powerful stimulant, and while it may provide a temporary boost in alertness, its effects on the cardiovascular system are far from benign, especially for those over 60. Recent findings have drawn a direct line between caffeine consumption in the evening and disruptions in sleep patterns, elevated heart rate, and increased blood pressure. These physiological changes aren't merely uncomfortable, they can compound existing heart problems. Surgeons point out that after age 60, the body's ability to metabolize caffeine slows down, meaning its stimulating effects linger longer into the night. This often results in tossing and turning, difficulty falling asleep, and more frequent awakenings. Importantly, poor sleep doesn't just leave you feeling tired the next day. It can significantly increase your risk of heart disease over time. A study highlighted by leading medical institutions found that sleep apnea, a condition characterized by pauses in breathing during sleep, is strongly linked to cardiovascular events, and its prevalence increases with age. In fact, severe sleep apnea in middle or old age can increase the risk of premature death by up to 46%. The connection between sleep quality and heart health is becoming clearer with each passing year, and it's now evident that anything interfering with restorative sleep, such as caffeine, is a threat to the heart's well-being. But caffeine isn't the only culprit. Heart surgeons warn against another common habit: consuming heavy meals late in the evening. Many people believe that a hearty dinner will help them feel full and satisfied, perhaps even lull them into sleep. Unfortunately, the opposite is true. Large, rich meals before bed can wreak havoc on the digestive system, leading to discomfort, indigestion, and acid reflux. These issues make it harder to fall asleep and stay asleep, but they also have a direct impact on heart health. Consider the process that unfolds when you consume a heavy meal. The body is forced to divert extra energy and blood flow toward the digestive tract, working overtime to break down fats, proteins, and carbohydrates. This can cause spikes in blood pressure and heart rate, placing unnecessary stress on a heart that may already be compromised. For individuals over 60, whose cardiovascular systems may not be as robust as they once were, this additional burden can tip the scales toward dangerous territory. Furthermore, late-night eating often leads to higher blood sugar levels and increased cholesterol, both of which are major risk factors for heart disease. The discomfort from indigestion may also prompt you to shift positions frequently during sleep, further fragmenting your rest and reducing the likelihood of entering restorative deep sleep stages. The end result is a vicious cycle. Poor sleep leads to worsened heart health, and compromised heart health can further degrade sleep quality. Why does sleep matter so much to the heart, especially as we age? The answer lies in the body's overnight repair mechanisms. During sleep, blood pressure naturally drops, inflammation decreases, and the heart gets a chance to recover from the day's exertions. Consistently poor sleep, whether due to stimulants or digestive discomfort, disrupts these crucial processes. Chronic sleep deprivation has been linked to increased risk of hypertension, diabetes, and even sudden cardiac events. Modern research reinforces this connection. In recent years, studies have zeroed in on sleep apnea and other sleep disorders as major contributors to cardiovascular risk. The numbers are startling. Severe sleep apnea in older adults increases the risk of early death by nearly half. Heart surgeons emphasize that, for those over 60, every effort must be made to preserve and enhance sleep quality, not just for comfort, but for survival. With these facts in mind, let's look at what you can do to safeguard your heart and improve your sleep after age 60. The first step is to eliminate caffeine from your late-day routine. While it might be tempting to enjoy a cup of coffee with dessert or a mug of tea in the evening, the best practice is to set a firm cutoff several hours before bedtime. For most people, this means avoiding caffeine after 2 or 3 p.m. But for those over 60, who metabolize caffeine more slowly, an even earlier cutoff may be wise. Read labels carefully, as caffeine can be hidden in unexpected places. Some sodas, iced teas, and even decaffeinated products contain trace amounts of caffeine. Chocolate, especially dark varieties, can also pack a surprising punch. If you take over-the-counter pain relievers or cold medications, check for caffeine as an ingredient. By staying vigilant, you can ensure that your evening routine supports rather than sabotages your sleep. Next, plan your meals with heart health in mind. Aim to finish dinner at least 2 to 3 hours before bedtime, and opt for lighter fare in the evening. Focus on easily digestible foods that are low in fat, sugar, and salt. Steamed vegetables, grilled fish or chicken, and whole grains are excellent choices. Avoid rich sauces, fried foods, and large portions. If you need a snack before bed, consider a small serving of fruit or a handful of unsalted nuts. These are less likely to cause indigestion or disrupt sleep. Establishing a calming bedtime routine can further enhance sleep quality. Dim the lights, avoid screens, and spend a few minutes in quiet reflection or gentle stretching. If you find yourself craving a warm beverage, try herbal teas such as chamomile or peppermint, which are naturally caffeine-free and may help relax the body. If you struggle with sleep despite these changes, don't hesitate to consult a healthcare professional. Sleep disorders are common in older adults and can often be treated with lifestyle modifications, medication, or specialized therapies. Addressing underlying issues such as sleep apnea, restless leg syndrome, or chronic insomnia is essential for protecting your heart. Let's take a closer look at why these interventions matter so much. The link between sleep and heart health is not merely theoretical, it's grounded in hard science. Inadequate sleep has been shown to increase markers of inflammation throughout the body, which in turn accelerate the progression of cardiovascular disease. Elevated blood pressure, higher cholesterol, and irregular heart rhythms frequently follow periods of poor sleep, compounding risks for those already vulnerable. Moreover, the body's stress response is heightened when sleep is disrupted. Cortisol, a stress hormone, surges in the bloodstream, prompting a cascade of effects that strain the heart and blood vessels. Over time, this can lead to the development of atherosclerosis, or hardening of the arteries, which is a leading cause of heart attacks and strokes. For those over 60 whose arteries may already be narrowing, the stakes are particularly high. Recent advances in sleep medicine have shed light on the critical role of oxygen during the night. Sleep apnea, which causes repeated interruptions in breathing, deprives the heart and brain of vital oxygen. This triggers spikes in blood pressure and forces the heart to work harder, increasing the risk of arrhythmias and heart failure. In severe cases, untreated sleep apnea can be fatal. Heart surgeons emphasize that recognizing and treating sleep disorders is as important as managing cholesterol or blood pressure, but not all sleep disruptions are caused by medical conditions. Lifestyle factors, especially those discussed earlier, are among the most controllable risks. By eliminating caffeine and heavy meals in the evening, older adults can dramatically reduce the likelihood of sleep disturbances and their downstream effects on the heart. It's also worth mentioning the psychological benefits of restful sleep. As we age, anxiety and depression can become more common, both of which are linked to heart problems. Good sleep supports emotional resilience, helping to buffer against the stresses of daily life. Conversely, chronic insomnia or fragmented sleep can worsen mood disorders, creating another pathway to cardiovascular risk. What does an ideal evening look like for someone over 60 who wants to protect their heart? It begins with a light, early dinner, perhaps a piece of grilled salmon, a serving of steamed broccoli, and some brown rice. After dinner, a brief walk around the neighborhood aids digestion and provides gentle exercise. As the sun sets, the household transitions into a calm, screen-free environment. Instead of coffee or tea, a soothing cup of herbal infusion is enjoyed while reading or listening to music. The bedroom is cool, dark, and quiet, free from distractions and electronic devices. By the time the individual slips under the covers, their body and mind are primed for deep, restorative sleep. Of course, real life isn't always so idyllic. Family commitments, social events, and personal preferences can make it challenging to stick to these recommendations every night. But heart surgeons urge older adults to treat these guidelines as non-negotiable pillars of health, especially when it comes to caffeine and heavy meals. Even occasional lapses, such as indulging in a late-night dessert or a cup of strong tea, can have outsized effects on sleep and cardiovascular risk. The good news is that these changes are within your control. Unlike genetics or age, which cannot be altered, your evening habits can be reshaped with intention and persistence. Many people find that, after just a few weeks of following these recommendations, sleep quality improves, energy levels rise, and blood pressure stabilizes. These benefits, in turn, reinforce the commitment to ongoing heart health.